This episode of Distraction is sponsored by Landmark College in beautiful Putney, Vermont, the college of choice for students who learn differently. Learn more about how we help students with ADHD succeed in college at lcdistraction.org. Hello, this is Dr. Ned Hallowell with a mini episode of Distraction. Well, in this mini episode, last time we talked about the downside of ADHD. Today I want to talk about the upside. And the upside is nothing less than spectacular. Once you take ADHD seriously, once you get it dealt with, the upside is phenomenal. First of all, know what it is. It's not ADHD. It's not a deficit of attention. It's an abundance of attention. And it's not a disorder, it's a trait. It can be a disorder, but it can also be an asset. And hyperactivity is often not present at all. So, the term itself, we need to throw it out. And John Rady and I have replaced that term with a new term, VAST, variable attention stimulus trait. Attention varies, and the search for stimuli is tremendous. So people with this condition tend to be entrepreneurial, imaginative, creative. They think outside the box. They're the inventors. They're the pioneers, the discoverers. They're the people who are forever thinking, what can I do next? What's my next project? What's my next undertaking? But also very generous, very big-hearted, very giving, very intuitive. They can see into people. They can feel another person's pain. Very sensitive. It can be hard to have this condition. But also strong-willed and tenacious. They never give up, to the point of being stubborn. Strong-willed, stubborn, hard-working, the opposite of lazy. It's such a misconception when they're called lazy. The upside, most entrepreneurs have this condition. This is really common among entrepreneurs. We could almost rename it the entrepreneur's trait. Common among artists, common among creative people, common among innovators. Kary Mullis, the Nobel Prize-winning chemist who had discovered the polymerase chain reaction, has it. Many highly creative individuals. Thomas Edison was a classic. Wherever you find quick, inventive, creative minds who think of things out of nowhere, who are coming up with new ideas seemingly out of nowhere, that's ADD. They just come up with new stuff out of nowhere, out of thin air. It's a sparkly, magical, fun-filled way of being in the world. It can have its pitfalls, which is all the more reason to take it very seriously and get help. Because if you don't take it seriously and if you don't get help, then there is a dark side to this condition, which I talked about in the previous episode, which can be devastating. So, you don't want to think it's all just sweetness and light. It's not. This condition, untreated, can ruin your life, can kill you, in fact, because of the problems that can be associated with it. But those are all preventable. If you learn about it and you work with the doctor who knows what he or she is doing, you can get the eyeglasses, as I like to put it, that can give you the focus you need. Untreated ADD is sort of like driving on square wheels. When you treat it, then you get round wheels, and you can zip right along. But without it, you're clunking along, frustrated, and not getting to where you otherwise could get. So take it seriously, learn about it, get the treatment that you need, and then suddenly, achieve on the wings of success, and both personally and professionally. Dealt with properly, this condition is a wonderful thing to have. I have both ADHD and dyslexia. I wouldn't trade either one for the world, but it does take some doing. It does take some work to learn how to turn them into assets, to turn them into advantages. It doesn't just happen by snapping your fingers. So you want to make sure you see someone who understands it and knows what he or she is doing. And there's much more to it than medication. Believe me, it's a whole way of approaching it that requires a thorough understanding of what's really going on. Dealt with properly, it's wonderfully enhancing, wonderfully life-enhancing. ADHD, most entrepreneurs, creatives, people who think outside the box. This is Dr. Ned Hallowell with a mini episode of Distraction, hoping to hear from all of you soon. Distraction is created by Sounds Great Media. Our producer is the ever wonderful, beautiful, and effervescent Sarah Guertin, and the podcast is recorded and mixed by the amazingly talented Pat Keogh.